What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, and for today's Yu-Gi-Oh news video, this is going to be a little interesting because for today's video I'm going to be revealing the full set list for the 2021 10 of Ancient Battles. We have two new jump promos. One of them apparently works with Chronicle Magician? I don't know. We have another one that apparently is a part of the Shonen Jump manga, I believe. So another basically V-Jump. And this first one that I'm going to talk about, which I don't think I ever did on the channel. If I did, you guys can comment below and remind me, because I don't think I did. But Battle of Chaos has some new cards that are, I guess, are a part of the Abyss storyline. If you guys remember the I guess part of the Ogdoatica archetype, it's part of like that storyline, which it could be that, I don't know, but we have some new cards from Battle of Chaos, so hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you do and you guys want more Yu-Gi-Oh news videos in the future, which obviously gets posted every Tuesday, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, smash that thumbs up button, and let's get straight into it. So again, I don't know if I ever talked about any of these cards on the channel. I might have, but you guys can correct me in the comments. But first up, we have Cosmo Cryox, the Icejade Imperatrix. I believe it's the name. I probably butchered that. It's a 10-star water aqua with 1500 attack and 3000 defense, and you can only special summon this card by way of its first effect once per turn. If there is a face-up card in the field zone, you can special summon this card from your hand. So basically, with that effect, it's basically a form. It's a form of Cyber Dragon, so to speak. But you have to have the cost of having a field spell in play. Second effect says monsters your opponent controls cannot activate their effects on the field while Inyan Cradle the Icejade Depths is on the field, except the turn they were summoned. So yeah, it's basically a form of like fiend. It's basically like a form of fiendish chain, if you will. So that's actually really good. That is really good. A really good effect. Being able to just stop your opponent from activating their monster effects other than the turn that they were summoned. That's pretty good. Let's see. Third effect says if your Icejade monster battles an opponent's monster, that opponent's monster loses 1000 attack during damage cal only. So basically, it just ensures that your opponent just takes even more damage. Plain and simple. Next up, we have a gel of the Icejade, which is a 3-star water aqua with 1000 attack and 2000 defense. Both of its effects are once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Icejade spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So spell and trap Rhoda. You can never go wrong with search cards, but hand traps, gotta be careful with them. People. Second effect says when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets this card, or when an opponent's monster declares an attack on this card as a quick effect, you can special summon a water monster from your hand or grave, except this card, but return it to the hand during the end phase. Also, the next time this card would be destroyed by battle or card effect, it is not destroyed. So basically, you can use this effect to Monster Reborn your water monsters, and then just compulse it back to the hand, and if this card were to be destroyed, it's not. It really isn't. Pretty broken effect. I don't. For a card like this in water decks, if you were playing water, I really don't see this card being at no more than at least 2, because this card This card is basically a floater. It's literally a floater. You know, if it's in the grave, you summon it back to the field. You summon a water monster back from your grave. Jump it and then jump that monster back to the hand. You know, and then you can actually use that monster to go into your rank 4 plays or your link plays, depending on what build you're running. That's actually really good. Really good. Next up, we have Kingfisher, the Icejade ship, which is a 9-star water aqua with 2,500 attack and defense. Third effect is a once per turn. You can target one water monster you control. Equip this card from your hand or field to that target. So, which brings us to the second effect, where it says an Icejade monster equipped with this card can attack while in face-up defense position. If it does, apply its defense for damage cal. So with this effect, it's kind of like the super heavy samurais, where you don't need where you can use its defense to attack. Truth be told, I do plan on building super heavy samurais, but I don't know how what build I should do. If you guys know, comment below. I don't really know. I'm thinking about doing like a beatdown control style, but its third effect says you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls with attack equal or less than the equipped monster's defense. Special summon this card. If you do, return that target to the hand. So, so you can target a monster that's equipped with this card. So basically, let me try and rephrase what I just said. So you target a face-up monster that your opponent controls. You can then special summon this card, and then you can pulse the opponent's monster back to the hand. Especially if it's a boss monster, like say a Borlo Savage Dragon, or maybe even an Appaloosa, because Appaloosa has zero defense. But when you use a certain amount of link materials, Appaloosa gains 800 for each, and that becomes the amount of negates you have on board. Which if you use 4, which is the maximum, you actually gain 2,400, but you also give it 4 negates on board. So technically, it doesn't have 2,400 attack; it just has 0. So basically, you would be able to just jump Appaloosa back into the extra deck, which will give you some extra time to make your board and be able to stop Appaloosa's effects off right off the bat, which actually is not too shabby. It's not too shabby. Next up, we have Indian Cradle, the Icejade Depths, which is basically the field spell, and I had talked about that earlier on just moments ago. Let's see here. When this card resolves, you can add one of your Icejade monsters that is banished or in your grave to your hand. So basically, it's a what's that one card? It's kind of like a DDR. It's kind of like a different dimension reincarnation / monster reincarnation, where you can either, again, as it says, take one of your banished cards, take one of your banished monsters, i.e. DDR, or in your graveyard, i.e. monster reincarnation, add that target back to the hand, which you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with having a good amount of card advantage over your opponent, because the more cards you have in your hand, the higher your chances of beating your opponent with those cards, because those cards can easily be hand traps, even also cards like Kingfisher and whatnot. So this card basically just ensures that you get a good amount of hand advantage over your opponent. Second effect says once per turn, if a monster or monsters is normal special summoned, You can target a water monster you control that target and all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls lose attack equal to that target's original attack until the end of the turn. So if you're running I would say this archetype, the Icejade archetype, in conjunction with the fish, with the shark archetype, easily it's just broken. It's just absolutely broken. Absolutely broken. So you could target a card like, I'll say Silent Honor Dark. Let's say that. Silent Honor Dark, which is number C101. You target that, and all monsters that your opponent controls will lose 2,800 attack, which would give you a pretty nice play because you can just, because the target itself, because obviously you would target, because that you're targeting Silent Honor Dark, that monster would also lose his own attack, and you could just crash into one of your opponent's monsters when your turn comes again. You can resummon it. You regain 2,800, and you can just use the effect to take one of your opponent's monsters and attach it to him as the material. Which, that's a really good combo. That's a really good combo in conjunction with this. That's actually really good. Really good. Next up, we have Icejade Erosion, which is a continuous trap. You can only use the first and second effects of the card's name per turn, once per turn. Let's see here. You can target one face-up card your opponent controls to destroy one Icejade monster you control, and if you do, negate the target's effects until the end of this turn. So again, it's basically another form of Fiendish Chain of sorts with that first effect, which actually, again, Fiendish Chain back in the day was actually really good. In fact, I think it was a super rare, if I remember correctly. It was like a $70 super rare back in the day. And then I think it got reprinted as a secret rare in Legendary Collection 5Ds, and the price and the value of it just went up even higher, which is crazy. Let's see here. Second effect says, if a face-up water monster or monsters you control leaves the field by your opponent, except by being destroyed, you can take one SJ monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. Obviously, you're going to special summon it to try and get even more board presence, if you will. So you definitely want to special summon it. Next up, we have a synchro that apparently is for the Sword Soul archetype, which I don't think I ever talked about that ever. I might have to do that this weekend. But I could be wrong. We have okay, this is gonna be a weird one to pronounce. So I believe this is a Chinese phrase. So we have Cuisine Long Wan, the Sword Soul Catastrophe. To all of our Chinese viewers out there, if I butchered it, please let me know in the comments. I don't know how to pronounce it. I apologize. I deeply apologize. I butchered it. I probably butchered it, so I apologize. But if you guys know how that first one's supposed to be pronounced, let me know. Let me know in the comments below so I know to get it right next time. The Sword Soul Catastrophe. It's a 10-star Fireworm Synchro with 2,900 attack and 2,300 defense, and it requires a tuner and a non-tuner and one or more non-tuner worms. So, kind of generic. This could actually be used with in conjunction with the what's the archetype? I can't think of it. Not just the worms themselves, but also the I can't think of it. Tennies. With the tennies, it took me a second to figure it out, but yeah, in conjunction with the tennies, it can actually be pretty useful. All three effects are once per turn. If you synchro summon another worm synchro, you can draw one card. So it's basically a +1, which is really, really good. I guess in this sense, if you summon any more worm synchros from your extra deck, you can draw one card for each one. So if you summon 2, that's a +2 pot of greed. That's really good, really good effect. If your opponent special summons a monster or monsters, you can banish one of them, and if you do, inflict 1,200 damage to your opponent. Ooh, that's actually really good. Being able to just bottomless your opponent's monsters and just deal them damage. That effect could be really useful, especially if they have less than 1,200 life points. Or I guess rather, sorry, I guess less than 1,300. Sorry, less than 1,300. That's a really good effect to end games. But this other one can also be useful as well to end games as well. When your opponent activates a spell or trap or effect as a quick effect, you can banish that card and inflict. And if you do, inflict 1,200 damage to your opponent. So if your opponent has 2,400 and they were to special summon a monster from the extra deck, you banish that card and you inflict 1,200 damage to your opponent. Your opponent activates a spell or trap, like say Twin Twister. You banish that card, inflict 1,200 damage. You have game easily. And apparently, that name that I mentioned, Cuisine Long Wan, I believe is the name. Again, I probably butchered it. I apologize. It's actually there's a note here that says that it's the full name of the sword of a famous sword in the Chinese folklore and legend. So that's a really cool one. I might have to look that up. Next up, we have Sword Soul Sati. Okay. So those 2 cards are for the Sword Soul archetype, and this last one, I guess, is for maybe for the Despia archetype as well. So Sword Soul Sati is a continuous trap. Both of its effects are once per turn. If a card or cards becomes banished, you can banish one Worm Synchro or Sword Soul card from your hand, deck, or grave. From your hand, deck, grave, or either field. So basically, it's basically like a form of like it can be used as a call by the grave, or it can be used as a banished Foolish Burial, or it could be a bottomless trap hole, depending on how you want to look at it. Which that's actually pretty good. Being able to just banish even more cards from your opponent's field is just really good. Really good. Because obviously you don't want to see your opponent, having all those problematic cards on the field. That card can be useful. If this card becomes banished, you can still summon a Sword Soul token, which is a 4-star water worm tuner with 0 attack and defense. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra while you control it except Synchros. So it just basically locks you out of summoning anything else except for Synchros, which it's not too bad because obviously you can use that token as a way to go into your Synchros, and once you do that, then you can just easily go into your Xyz plays and whatnot, which is absolutely busted. Next up, we have Servants of the Branded, which is a continuous spell, and both of its effects are once per turn. While you control a level 8 or higher Fiends of Fusion, you can negate any effect of a monster with currently 0 attack and or defense activated by your opponent. So, yeah. So this is basically part of the Despia archetype, so to speak. Again, basically another form of Fiendish Chain of sorts, which is really cool. At the end of the damage step, if 2 monsters with 0 attack battled, you can destroy the opponent's battling monster. So it basically just protects your monster from being destroyed, which that's actually not too bad. That's not too bad. I actually like that card. So again, it said that it was from the Abyss storyline, but I honestly don't know how I'm going to title the video. So anyway, that being said, The full set list for the 2021 Ten of Ancient Battles, going in numerical order. Again, if you guys do not want to be spoiled, you can just quickly fast forward into the next one, into the next article, the next piece of news I'll talk about, which is actually the new V-Jump promo. So, again, spoilers are ahead. But spoilers are coming in 3, 2, 1. So going in numerical order, we have Picari Ignister, Doyon Ignister, Achichi Ignister. We're all mature here. Arcjet Lightcraft, Skystriker Ace Rose, Witchcrafter Jenny, Gizmet Kaku, the Supreme Shining Sky Stag, Jacobolin, Ibicella Lutea, Obsessive Uvualoop, I probably butchered that one, Daruma Dropper, Transcicada, Squeak Knight, Light Dragon Ignister, sorry, Battle Survivor, Wind Pegasus Ignister, Light Dragon Ignister, Dark Templar Ignister, Cross Sheep, also the Earth Charmer Immovable, Gravity Controller, Ignister Island, Tie Strike, Idol Reborn, I Love Fusion, Eyes Ritual, Ghost Meets Girl, Amayakashi's Manuscript, Disposable Learner Device, Kujikuri Curse, Eyeshadow, Sales Pitch, Armory Call, Mutually Affured Destruction, Fiendish Portrait, Feedran, The Winds of Mischief, Nine Lives Cat, Execution of the Contract, Shiny Black Sea Squatter, Marine says Pascalis, Bellcat Fighter, Code Talker Inverted, Lingaribo, not Linkaribo, Lingaribo, there's a difference. A G and a K, that's the only difference. Link Party, Parallel Exceed, Salmon Gray, Zebroid X, Goki Ironclaw, Goki Guts, Marine says Basil Alima, Noctivision Dragon, Deep Sea Artisan, Deep Sea Sentry, Deep Sea Minstrel, Red Familiar, Crimson Resonator, Lantern Shark, Buzzsaw Shark, Girsu the Orcus Mech Knight, King Beast Barbaros, Trias Herarchia, Union Driver, Malice Lady of Lament, Ghost Mourner Moonlit Chill. That's actually a card that I'm actually interested in getting myself. Animadorned Archosaur, Magical Hound, Invoked Aguid. I don't know. I still cannot pronounce that name. Dragon Maid Show, Deep Sea Prima Donna, Ravenous Crocodragon Arcthis, Traptrix Alamiris, Proxy F Magician, Goki the Power Load Ogre, Marine says Great Bubble Reef, Area the Water Charmer, Eye Contact, Burning Draw, Link Burst, Deep Sea Aria, Resonator Command, Torpedo Takedown, Heavy Forward, Witchcrafter Unveiling, Fusion Deployment, Flourishing Frolic, IQ, Red Rain, Witchcrafter Patroness, Gravedigger's Trapple, Titanus Cider, which I believe that was a secret rare in, what was it, Phantom Rage, if I remember correctly? So, wow, it's crazy. It's crazy that they would print that one as a super rare, which is stupid. Rose Girl, Super Heavy Samurai Wagon, Rain Bozu, Performer Pal Turn Trooper, Gusari Ignister, Gachiri Ignister, Machina Metal Cruncher, Super Heavy Samurai Sword Master Musashi, Gaia the Fierce Knight Origin, Gaia the Magical Knight, Curse the Dragon the Curse Dragon, Artillery Catapult Turtle, Soldier Gaia the Fierce Knight, Dogmatica Ecclesia the Virtuous, Dogmatica Theo the Iron Punch, Dogmatica Aiden the Enlightened, Dogmatica Fleur de Lis the Knighted, Dogmatica Maximus, Dogmatica Nexus, Fallen of Albaz, Infernoble Knight Astolfo, Infernoble Knight Ogier, Infernoble Knight Oliver, Infernoble Knight Magus, I believe is the name, Melfi Rabby, Melfi Fenny, Melfi Caddy, Melfi Puppy, Melfi Pony. Literally, there's more, guys. Capricious Dark Lord, Indulged Dark Lord Nergal, I believe is how it's pronounced. Thunderhands, Gizmek Okami, the dreaded Deluge Dragon, Lifeless Leafish, Dracoon Lamp, Gaia, the Magical Knight of Dragons, Titaniclad, the Ash Dragon. I believe that's for the Despia archetype, if I remember correctly. Infernoble Knight Captain Roland, Infernoble Knight Emperor Charles, Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon, Melfi of the Forest, Melfi Mommy, Rika Queen Strina, Drill Driver Vespinato, Spiral Fusion, Dogmatica Nation, Nadir Servant, Infernoble Arms Durundle, Infernoble Arms Hud Clear, Infernoble Arms Joyous, Melfi Tag, Melfi Hide and Seek, Magellanica, the Deep Sea City, Adamantium Pair of Friends, Triple Tactics Talent as a ultra rare, which that's a little sus. That's a little sus in my opinion. Blizzard, Fury of Karioshin, Diced Dice, Dogmatica Punishment, Dogmatica Encounter, Horn of Oliphant, Melfi Playhouse, Dark Lord Uprising, Shadal Schism, Dragon Maid Titan, Redeemable Jar, Ice Dragon Prison, Junk Sleep, Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon, Wind the Wind Channeler, Saliglare, the Luminous Lunar Dragon, Retime Reviver Emitter, in which if you say it backwards is the exact same thing, which is kind of funny. Speedroy Block and Roll, Speedroy Car Turbo, Rampaging Smash Tank, Rhino Saber, Linker Bell, Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow, Raiders Wayne, the Phantom Knights of Stained Greaves, the Phantom Knights of Torn Scales, Tri-Brigade Nerval, Tri-Brigade Karaz, Tri-Brigade Fractal, Dogmatica Ashian, Virtual World Maihime Lulu, Virtual World Roshi Lao Lao, Virtual World Zay GG, Virtual World Kieran Lili, Awakening of the Possessed Gagiobite, Awakening of the Possessed Rasenru, Alpha the Master of Beasts as an ultra rare, was kind of crazy. Proofiness, the Tactical Trapper, Rock Band Zeno Guitar, Magical Broker, Glutinous, Reptilfin Grethys, Hinizumi Hanabi, Brigand the Glory Dragon, Virtual World QB Shenshen, Infernity Doom Archfiend, Infernal Knight Captain Oliver, Penguin Brave Raiders Knight, Ark Rebellion Exceeds Dragon, Virtual World Shell Jaja, Virtual World Phoenix Fanfan, Joyous Melfies, Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder as a ultra rare. Should have been a prismatic secret in my honest opinion. I think that should have been a prismatic. Just because it was a secret rare in Phantom Rage. If my memory serves right, that should have been a secret rare, to be honest. Tri-Brigade Farigid, the Baron Blossom, Tri-Brigade Rugal, the Silver Sheller, Tri-Brigade Shuraig, the Ominous Omen, Geonator Transverser, Phantom Knights Rank Up Magic Force, Tri-Brigade Standoff, Tri-Brigade Airborne Assault, Dogmatic Chasm, Virtual World City Kowloon, Virtual World Gay Quinlong, Charge into a Dark World, Rookie for Hire, Exceeds Import, Jack in the Hand, Raiders Unbreakable Mind, Raid Raptors Phantom Knight's Claw, Tri-Brigade Revolt, Tri-Brigade Oath, Virtual World Gate, Free Range Monsters, Warning Point 1 or 8, Mahama the Fairy Dragon, Jabbing Panda, Perialis Empress of Blossoms, Virtual World Beast Juju, I believe is the name, Virtual World Dragon Long Long, Virtual World Hime Nyan Nyan, Adamant's Pair Seeker, Adamant's Pair Researcher, Adamant's Pair Analyzer, Adamant's Pair Crystal Leonite, Adamant's Pair Crystal Reptile, Adamant's Pair Crystal Dragite, Adamant's Pair Risen Leonite, Reptile, and Dragite, Adamant's Pair Laputite, Adamant's Pair Science, Adamant's Pair Relief, Adamant's Pair Resonance, Drytron, Beta Rastaban, Gamma Eltonin, Delta Alteus, Zeta Aldaba, Cyber's Accelerator, Goki Destroy Ogre, Quashadal Kios, Reshadal Wendy, Nail Shadal Ariel, El Shadal Al Capone, El Shadal Construct, the alternate art. We're actually getting an alternate art of that, which is kind of crazy. I think that's like the only older reprint in the set, which is kind of crazy. Well, that and the this and the Sacred Beast, because we're getting Raviel, Lord Phantasm, Shimmering Scraper, Dark Beckoning Beast, Chaos Summoning Beast, Opening of the Spirit Gates, Uriah, Haman, and Raviel. So the Sacred Beast and Construct are the only 4 older reprints that we're getting in the set. The only ones in the set. And then for the new cards, we have True Light, Magician's Salvation, Piercing Darkness, and Cross Out Designator. Yes, we are finally getting Cross Out Designator, which is an OCG import that we had not gotten in years. Everybody kept saying, oh, it's gonna get printed in this set. Oh, it's gonna get printed in that set. They all were bullshit, but now we finally got it. But the big question is, when is it gonna get banned? That is the only question because of how crazy it is. So what it does is, it's basically a reverse Nobleman of Crossout, where with this one, if your opponent were to activate a card like, say, Evenly Match, you can send Evenly. I believe you banish a copy of Evenly Match from your deck, and their card gets negated. So their card gets negated and banished as well. So it's pretty good. It might balance out the meta, but honestly, I'm really looking forward to it because you're getting cards from the Shadal structure deck, the Secret Beast structure deck, what's the one? Ancient Guardians, I believe it's the set. Phantom Rage, Rise of the Duels, just to name a few sets, which is really, really good. But with that being said, actually, you know what? That brings me to the question of the day. What cards are you looking forward to? What cards are you most excited for out of all the cards that Let me rephrase my question. Out of all the cards that are in the tins right now that I just spoiled, what cards are you looking forward to pulling the most? Let me know in the comments below. That's the question of the day. Let me know in the comments. I'm very curious about what you guys have to say. But the 2 new jump promos, we have Chronicle Magician, which is a 7-star dark spellcaster, which apparently it says, which we don't know the effect, but apparently it says that a spellcaster card that appears as a fantastic synergy with Dark Magician in honor of the 25th anniversary of the original release of the Yu-Gi-Oh manga. So once we have an idea of how good or bad this card is, I might have to incorporate this into my Dark Magician deck, because judging by its artwork, it looks pretty badass. It looks pretty badass, and it looks like something that Dark Magician would wear during Dark Magician Girl's prom or something like that. I don't know. But but still, the artwork looks pretty badass. But now we move on to the last thing here, which is actually the other jump promo, so to speak, which is called Starring Knight, which is a rank 4 Light Fairy Exceeds with 1900 attack and 1000 defense, and requires 2 level 4 monsters, so pretty generic. Both of its effects are once per turn. You can detach 1 material from this card, spell summon a light monster from your hand. So basically, it's a form of Cyber Dragon of the sword, which is any card that has the effect of Cyber Dragon is going to be broken on its own. Just too good. Second effect says, if this card is in your grave, except the turn this card was sent there, you can target a level 4 Life Fairy monster you control, special summon this card, and if you do, attach the targeted monster to this card as material. So it's kind of like a form of Cyber Dragon Infinity of sorts, where, or I guess rather, I guess a form of Cyber Dragon Infinity where you can just attach cards to itself as material, so to speak. Or no, sorry, I take it back. I take it back. Not Infinity. Silent Honor Dark. It's like a form of Silent Honor Dark where when it's sent to the graveyard by battle, you resummon it, but the only difference between this and Dark is that with Dark you gain 2800 attack. With this you don't. All you do is just attach a card from your opponent, attach a monster, that's on the field to this card as material. In this case, the card in question is actually your monster itself. So it's a pretty good effect, pretty generic, pretty generic for the fairy, for counter fairies, even also for Light Swords. If you run a fairy package in Light Swords, this card could actually be useful. So guys, that's going to do it for this video. Again, the question of the day, out of all the cards that are in the tins right now, what are you looking forward to pulling the most? Let me know in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys want more Yu-Gi-Oh news videos, which gets posted every Tuesday, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. And if you guys have fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.